Hi, so you've got £500, £700 to spend, you need a car. You've got a lot of options. You could run a Corsa, you could run a Fiesta, but say you want something a little bit more go, a little bit more panache, you still need to fit occasionally 4 people. What are your options? Okay, first off, the Escort GTI, often known as a boy racing car, and there are a few of those about, but you can get some really nice examples for around £700, £750. Next, the Rover Coupe. This one's the same age as the Escort, perhaps looks a little bit old, a little bit more retro. Pick them up for about £100 less, and actually less is more in this case. More performance or more space. The choice is yours. So let's look a little bit closer at what we get. So what do you get for money? Well, both of these cars will give you miles and smiles. The Rover's more sporty, but the Escort has more room. Both have alloy wheels, both have sports interior, nice bigger hugging seats. This one's got the optional extra of leather interior, this one's got half leather interior. The choice is yours. Both have rear spoilers. The Rover has twin Charger roofs, which can be removed in the summer, which is a nice little touch. Although watch out for these because they can leak, and they also get a bit rattly where the bolts come loose. Problems with both cars? Well, on the Ford they're few. Look out for rust, which is often on the sills and around the wheel arches. And basically the engines are bulletproof. It's a VTEC engine 1.8. It's only 115 horsepower, but it's the way it delivers the performance and the way the car feels. Unlike modern cars, both of these cars will make you feel involved in the driving experience, and that's really what these cars are all about. Fun, without going crazy, without breaking the bank. If we okay, one of the things with Ford GTIs, obviously they've got the stigma, Essex boy racers, etc, etc. Now the thing is, that was maybe true 10 years ago, but now the only examples that are left are the ones that have been cherished. Another thing that was levelled at Ford Escorts was the lack of security. This one has a clippered alarm, which I had so many problems starting it with it on my car. I've actually started the engine for you, which is burbling away nicely in the background. So what we're getting here, we're getting a car that's been cherished, looked after, and is really represents good value for money. Want to hear what it sounds like? Let's give it a quick rev. Nice and smooth, idles nicely, obviously no problems there. The interior is nice, you've got white dials, as I've mentioned before, half leather seats, a little bit retro, but it's got everything you need. You've got obviously fuel, rev counter. Okay, the interior is probably a little bit more dated. At least you haven't got too much of the old school grandad wood. It's quite a nice driving position. The seat is height adjustable, as it is in the Escort. There's no headroom in the back though, so anybody over 5'5" will struggle. Let's start this one up and see what this one sounds like. Again, it's got an immobiliser on it. Press the button. A little bit clattery. That's because this is the BBC engine, the same engine they used in the MGs and all the Elises until Rover went bust, surprisingly enough. So probably the best engine that Rover made, although it sounds crap. Let's give it a rev. Slightly deeper note. I don't know, they're both nice, Okay, what else do you get in here? Well, this is quite highly spec. You haven't got air conditioning, but the twin sunroofs help, and you can actually take these panels out, which is great for the wind in your hair. It doesn't apply in my case. What else have you got? You've got electric mirrors. These are heated electric mirrors. They're good for sort of, obviously in the winter. Electric windows, as in the Escort. What else can I tell you? The original Rovers had a radio cassette, or some of them had radio CD, which had steering wheel controls, front fogs, rear fogs, So fairly standard, fairly comprehensive, everything you need. Let's talk about both 1800cc's, both 16 valves. But that's pretty much where the similarity ends. With the Escort, it's a Zetec engine, as found in all the smaller models like the Car, the Fiesta, and this is one of the larger versions. I think they went up to a 2 litre on the Zetec. This is the 1800, as we already mentioned. Only produces 113, 115 horsepower, and the car itself weighs about 1100 kilos. So not scintillating performance, but it'll still put a smile on your face. 0 to 60, well, we're talking probably sub 9 seconds for the Escort, and a top speed of about 122. That was in its day. You've got to remember, these cars, as the mileage piles on, they'll lose a bit of their performance. The Rover, well, is a different animal. Rover couldn't use Honda's engines in their coupes, and their association with Honda had finished, so they had to do something with the engines they got. And the K-Series, this is the largest K-Series unit they make, and what they did was quite ingenious. They used something called a VVC unit, which basically, as the revs rise, it turns the camshaft and advances the timing. So this Rover will give you, when it was new, 143 brake horsepower, a top speed of just a shade over 130, and a 0 to 60 time of under 8 seconds, 78, 79, something like that. So quite a performer. Both of them will return, driven normally, low to mid 30s mpg, and on a run both should see over 40 mpg. So they won't break the bank. And insurance, again, unfortunately with the GTI you pay for that GTI. You can get an SI model, which is pretty much the same, it's the same engine, not quite the same body kit. Drop you an insurance group too. But as it stands, group 13 for the Escort and group 14/15 for the Rover. You pays your money and takes your choice. See what you like on the right there, you can just edit.